Show, the Drew and Fuse Show, the Drew and Fuse Show. They clean up nicely. It's the Drew and Fuse Show, the Drew and Fuse Show, the Drew and Fuse Show. Yeah, they clean up nicely. Yeah.
Hello, hello.
What's up? How's it going? Punks in the building. How are you doing, Fusemania?
I'm delightful. Delightful is the word today. How are you?
Word of the day.
Delightful.
Doing good. Fucking busy, man. It's just
working for free. Everybody wanting something from you. They want a piece
everybody
of that.
Wants something.
Yeah, I get it. Everybody
pulled in
wants
multiple directions.
Yeah.
But we're here.
We're here. I don't want to waste too much time today. We've got two great guests coming on the show today, and we don't want to waste any of their time. So let me tell you a little bit about them. Today's guests have some pretty big achievements in the music world. One of the guests, he has songwriting and production credits that include Walk the Moon, NOTD, BB Rexa, Post Malone, Chainsmokers, Halsey, Lennon Stella, Steve Aoki, Kygo. The list goes on and on and on. Together, our guests are BeachCrimes, and that is Ryan McMahon and Tia. And Tia is written for Justin Bieber. No big deal. So please help us welcome them.
Hey!
What's up?
Hey.
Thanks for the intro.
Well, thank you guys for being here with us and agreeing to do this with us. We appreciate you taking the time to talk with us.
Yeah, man. Thanks for the theme song at the beginning, too. I love that. You guys clean up nicely.
The whole joke came from that is we were wearing these terrible tuxedo shirts in Cincinnati. We were coming out of Fuse's apartment building, and this old lady is like, "Boy, do you boys clean up nicely." And we were looking for a song, and that was it. So it just kind of stuck.
Yeah, I assume she gets royalties every time it plays.
Definitely.
Yeah. You guys are good people. Keep it above board.
Yeah.
Send her a check.
Yeah. She didn't know. She inspired magic that's, hit the masses everywhere.
I know. I mean, that's branding. You guys clean up nicely. It's your brand.
It is.
Definitely.
It is. It sticks.
So before we jump forward and talk a little bit about the BeachCrimes project, we just wanted to kind of ask you, kind of how you got started into producing and how long you've been doing it.
Yeah, so I mean, we both have had different paths. I've been doing this for like 8 or 10 years, maybe full time, and just started by like writing songs on guitar, and then learned overseeing like my friend's shoulder, just kind of being like seeing him produce something, kind of learning and asking questions, and then starting to do it myself and remixing some things, and then trying to produce for some other artists, and then mashups, and then DJing, and like all of it kind of like building at the same time, and none of it really like connecting in any way. And then sometimes some things would connect, and it'd be like, okay, cool, let's chase this for a bit. Like the remix is doing well, so like let me do more remixes. But the whole time I think we were hoping to do a project kind of from scratch that like we really believed in, that we like had a whole story for and a plan for, and like just songs that we loved, and just to be able to like build something from scratch where you like are just in control of every aspect of it, and you just know exactly how you want to roll it out and how you want the music to sound, and just having like a full vision for it and executing it, as opposed to kind of what we normally would do for the last 5 years, which is just help other artists achieve their visions, and just kind of be on the sidelines, or just help them in any way.
So the new project, BeachCrimes, is the two of you, and you are pushing this all on your own, correct? You're writing, producing, doing it just with the two of you, right?
Yeah. Exactly. It's just the two of us.
Are you releasing it independently or through a label?
So we're releasing it independently through SoundOn's our distributor, which is like TikTok's like label, and they've been awesome, and it's just been so much fun. Like Ryan was saying, like having actual control of like, we want to post about it this much, we want to like spread it this much, and like you just have control of that. Whereas before, like being writers for other artists, it's like as soon as you write the song, it's kind of out of your hands. It's like in control of whatever they want to do with it now. So it's been really fun to just create all of our visuals, like all of our content pieces. And like with Web3, it's been really amazing to just like get into that community and be welcomed so like open armsly, and like get to like do the art for the Web3. It's just been really fun. So yeah, we're releasing it independently, but
Yeah.
it's been a lot, but it's been fun.
But yeah, like Tia said, we're doing, every song comes with like an NFT drop essentially, which we're doing through Sound XYZ, and it's basically like a collectibles thing where it's like 24 editions of this collectible for each song, and that's been really fun to like dive into that side of the world and and kind of eliminate the need for middlemen, and just kind of make like, the idea of Web3 and music NFTs is sort of giving your fans the power to invest in you and help fund your dreams and your ideas. And then by the same token, they, as opposed to, traditionally it would just be kind of like bragging rights, right? It'd be like, oh yeah, like I found this artist early, like, and you're like, okay, cool. Now it's like, if you find an artist early and you like believe in them in like the music NFT Web3 world, you can like put your money where your mouth is, or like, invest in them. And then if they do really well, that becomes a valuable asset.
It's like you get to win together.
Yeah, they can win with you, and they can profit from you winning and them believing in you early. So I think it's been a really fun thing to explore that side as well.
Yeah, I haven't heard of this. I haven't really taken too deep of a dive into the NFT world, but are you also creating these from scratch? So like you make the music and then you create them, or how does that part work of the NFT?
Yeah, so it's basically like a collectible. So it's like a digital collectible that is a limited edition set that includes the song and the cover art, and like a specific cover art for the NFT basically. And yeah, basically then once we've done 24 editions so far. So each one is like 24, and they've all sold out, which has been really cool. And you kind of get to know your collectors, and we're all in like this this Telegram kind of private chat where we're bouncing ideas off of them, and we're sending them things that like mashups we're making that are fun, or snippets of new songs, and being like, what do you guys like the most? And so it's been really fun to like engage with those people.
You both have had success within your careers. What do you think that you've learned, or what do you think now where you're at this point where you're like, all right, we're done, kind of not maybe done forever, but you're done writing for other people or producing for other people, and now you're doing it for yourselves? What do you think was that like turning point for that? Is it just you're just tired of working with the labels and the artist, or is there just wanting to have success on your own, or all of the above?
Yeah, I mean, I think like we love making music, and we love writing songs for people. So it doesn't matter, like I feel like more than anything, it's just we've always had this inside of us, like a little part of like we kind of want to make our own thing. Like we both like have been in our own individual projects as well. Like I released my own music, and like him with Captain Cuts like have put out their own music as well. And I think it just took a point where it was like over the last year we would make songs together, the two of us. We'd make dance music. For instance, like Zed would ask for the stems, and they would be like downloaded and untouched, and like we had no idea what was happening to it for like months. And of course, like nothing's happening to it. And we were like, these songs are so good, like we believe in them so much, and it's just like the two of us making it. And so Ryan was like, wait, should we just do our own? Like, should we just make this like a project? And we were like, okay, well, like, what does that look like? And then we were like, what if we just like went to Italy for a month and just made dance songs in every city? And that just sounded really appealing to us. And we were like, let's definitely do that. And so I think it was like the right time. And also, yeah, I think it was the right time. I feel like, and I think more so now than ever, especially being writers, you're like watching the charts a lot and everything. And like, it's been the first time I think where like half of the charts are brand new artists that you've never heard of. And I think like right now, with just the way the world is right now with TikTok and just like all this access to like new artists and new music, it's just an amazing time to be a new artist. And so I think that was really inspiring to us as well. And we're like, let's just go, let's do it. It's so much fun. And like, we love making the music. So yeah.
I got to ask, so you guys went to Italy and you wrote all these songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wrote a lot of them in Italy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did this one that comes out on Thursday we did in Cabo.
Oh yeah, true.
And yeah, we feel like trying to embody the spirit of like wherever we're at and get inspired by a new vibe and a new city.
Like we would literally like spend the whole day like running around the city, like getting to know it. We spend like 2 or 3 days in every city, and then we'd come home that night and just like make a song like with whatever we felt like. And then the next day, actually the first song we dropped, we made in Lake Como, and then we got to
The
like
second one.
the second one. Oh yeah, do it better. Yeah. And we got to like boat test it in Lake Como, which was really fun. So it was like you made something so fresh that felt like that city to us, and
Yeah.
we like our hope is that people listen to it and they're like, oh yeah, I feel like I get how they made it here. Like I feel those vibes through
Yeah.
the song.
Well,
So,
why Italy? I love Italy. It's one of my favorite like countries, but why'd you choose Italy?
Tia's
Yeah,
actually
I've never-
Italian,
oh yeah.
but
What's
oh,
up?
and
okay.
she'd never been, so that just felt like an amazing way to kick it off and just like try it
Yeah.
and see.
We love traveling. Like we travel a lot. So yeah, I think it was just we just were like, there wasn't really like any real reason. We just were like,
Yeah,
let's just go to
exactly.
Italy. Like,
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, I don't think you need an excuse. I was just wondering.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to listen to these songs now and try and do you list that on what city you gave you the vibe, or
Yeah, I mean, we probably should have done that maybe in the song title. That's not a bad idea,
oh, that's a really good idea.
but we yeah, maybe we should go back and change that actually.
yeah.
But
well, I like the idea of trying to guess, but at the same time, I would like the cheat sheet at some point somewhere,
yeah.
right?
Totally. I'm trying to think where we wrote it. We had it written down for all of our each one of our NFTs on Sound XYZ.
Well, Let's Play House, the first one we made in Milan.
Yeah. But
And then-
the descriptions of where the song was made and stuff, I definitely exist on the Sound XYZ pages.
Mhm.
But I'm trying to think where else.
We could probably
But
put it
yeah,
in our bio, like on.
Yeah, but
Spotify.
basically, yeah. So the first one is called Let's Play House, and that was like. So I guess we'll run through what our plan was. So basically, we were like, we have so many songs, and we're so excited to share all of them. And so we're like, okay, next year, let's release 24 songs in 48 weeks. Like, every other week we're putting out a song. And so we were like, okay, 24 songs. But we were listening to all of our songs, and we were like, they kind of fit into two different lanes of dance music. Like one is kind of the harder, clubbier side, and one is more the radio friendly, like poppier lane. And so we were like, why don't we make two albums? So like we have an AM album, which is like the more radio friendly, chiller songs, and then the PM album, which is like the club songs. It's like AM's the light stuff, PM's the night stuff. And it's like basically we're going to be waterfalling both albums at the same time in real time this whole year. And we're going to alternate between albums. So like the first song was PM, second song AM, third song was a PM song, fourth song's an AM song. So the first song was Let's Play House, and that's the first of the 24 songs, the first song on the PM album, and that's the song we made like in Milan. And we were just kind of like running through Milan, just trying to find places that like played house music, and we were like, let's find something that's like, let's just run around and figure this out. And then when we got back to our hotel room, we like went out on our balcony there, and we were like, we got to make a song.
We got to make something.
We got to make a song. So we made Let's Play House that night, and we were like, this feels like a good intro to what BeachCrimes are all about.
I love the concept album. It's so lost nowadays with the single driven era that people are in, and you're still releasing it kind of in a single era, but you have this whole concept, this overall arching album concept thing that's amazing. Just the thought process gone into all of this it's really cool. It's impressive.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Guys.
We feel like that was what was exciting about it, is like it's still like releasing it like singles, but they're all fitting into this concept and building two albums at the exact same time, and then by the end of the year it's two full albums. And it's like you can go listen to it, and it like both albums make sense. You know, you can listen to them together, pick whatever you want, or you can, but they make sense like separately as well.
And our AM stuff still party. It's just like day party.
Yeah.
Gotcha. The Let's Play House is up on DMS right now. Is the second song that you're releasing the One Step? Is that
so? The second song was Do It Better, which
Do it better. Okay.
Which I think is also. I think I did send it to you. I don't know if it's
All
up
right.
on the site
If
yet.
not, I'll get it up. It'll be up today. So when this goes out, they're all going to be up.
Sick.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's the second one, and that was our first song for the AM album. And yeah, like Tia said, it's like it's AM, but it's like you could still play it on a boat.
It's still
Oh,
bumps.
Don't get
Yeah, day parties are just as important. I mean, they're bigger.
Exactly.
In some cities, they're bigger than the night party. Yeah,
exactly. And yeah,
The older I get,
that one
the more I'm a fan of the day party.
I know, right? Yeah, exactly. And it's like you can go to sleep early. You can get up early the next day.
Not as
you don't have a
hungover.
choice. You have to go to sleep early after a day party.
Yeah, exactly. Not as hungover.
We have a little segment that we do, even though we've kind of asked a few questions already. If you guys don't mind, we're gonna do what's called rapid fire, and we'll just ask you both a few questions, if that's cool with you guys.
Let's get it.
Bring it
We're
on.
gonna play this. This was a high budget Drew Pierce production. Here we go.
It's now time for rapid fire.
All right, the whole budget of
Awesome.
the show got spent right there. So.
Damn. CGI and everything.
Yeah.
So, one of the questions we always like to ask people when we have them on is for a crazy DJ story. And then in your guys' case, it could be DJ, or if you were out singing somewhere, it could be just a something amazing, a night that went wrong, something that
It could
you know,
be
you
something
learned
from Italy. Something from Italy.
True.
One of the crazy stories from maybe one of the songs coming soon or something like that.
I feel like you have one.
I mean, I don't necessarily have
You
like
gotta
a
tell
crazy...
the Glastonbury story.
Oh my god.
This is the best story ever.
There we go.
So 2 years ago, I was at Glastonbury in the UK, and I think it was the first year that like it came back
It was like
after the pandemic, and I
Yeah.
think
Wait, what?
I think it was the
After the pandemic?
yeah.
No, this
Oh,
was like
no.
way before the pandemic.
Oh yeah. Never mind. Sorry, it was right before.
After the pandemic, I'm
What am I
like
talking
last
about?
summer.
No. Okay, so
I've lost track of years too. It could be you're saying like
exactly.
2 years ago. It doesn't matter. I get
it
it.
was not the year was 1989. It was no. So basically, yeah. Okay, so it was like 3-4 years ago now, and I think Tame Impala was like headlining, and a couple other. I mean, I don't know if you've been to Glastonbury, but it's an absolute like it's the biggest place you've ever been. Like I was
really
walking,
want to
like,
go.
Yeah, it's on a
really
bucket list
badly.
for me too.
I was
Yeah.
walking like 8 miles a day, and like even just going from one end to the other. Like on the first night, I was watching a show on one end, and my tent was on the other end, and it was like an 8 mile walk, I think.
Jeez.
It was just insane. Like it's like you don't even understand how big this place is until you have to get to a show that's like literally 6 miles away, and you're like, what the fuck?
You're just hoping it. Yeah.
Literally, but also it's like there's stuff going on at all hours of the day. So it's like 5 a.m. It's like there's some like Mark Ronson decided to DJ this random unannounced tent, and like you'll go to it and you'll have like the craziest night of your life, and then you're like, oh, we got to go back there tonight, and then you have no idea where the fuck it is, and you're like, there's no map, you have no clue where that was, you can never find it again. It's like it's one of those places. Anyways, so on the last night I was there, I can't remember who played last, but it was basically the headliner finished at about 2 a.m. and everybody went back to like the VIP kind of like tent area, and there were probably like 500 people in there. Everybody's having fun, drinking, and there's a DJ up there, and you can't really see him, but he's playing some good music. You're like, this is tight. And then like 3 a.m. rolls around, and the music just completely stops, and like you don't notice for the first like 30 seconds, and then you're like, what's going on? Is the music like off? And so I go back there, and the DJ is on the ground, and he's like, he's like literally that Family Guy episode where he's like, and he's like, I'm like, dude, are you okay? He's like, I think I broke my leg. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I was like jumping, and I think I broke my leg. And I was like, oh my God, are you okay, dude? I'm like calling over the medics. They come over. the head guy, like who runs the VIP tent, comes over and he's like, what's going on? And he's like, well, we got to get the music on. I was like, yeah, you should maybe just put on a playlist. He's like, I can't. It's like connected to the decks. And I was like, I have my stick with me. I was like, I've got it. Like I always have it in like the small pocket. I was like,
so clutch.
and he's like, well, get the hell up there, dude. So I get up there and it's like, and I plug in and I'm like, all right, let's fucking do this. The guy is literally still on the ground behind me, like just.
They're not even asking for your credentials. They're just like, you
No,
got a stick, fuck it, man.
They're like,
we'll
plug
do it
in,
live.
dude. Literally, they're
we'll
like,
do it
plug
live.
in.
Fuck it.
It's 3 a.m. at Glastonbury, and I ended up DJing for like 2.5 hours to basically close down Glastonbury, with
incredible.
this DJ being attended to by a medic behind me.
Do you ever figure out who it was, or was
no? I never did. I literally never did. I feel
maybe this will help us find him.
Yeah, exactly. If you're listening right now,
guy, that's the guy that took over my
That's
set.
him.
That's him. That fucker. Yeah, but so
that's amazing.
That's that story.
I mean,
always
that's
be ready.
the best story ever.
Yeah, that's
like I still can't believe that.
I headlined Glastonbury, so there you go.
That's so rad.
Amazing.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Always have that. Always have the set. Do you remember what you played, or you just like?
I'm trying to remember. I mean, I had like, it was definitely like the deeper side. You know, like it was much. The less vocals, the better. Sort of in that setting at that time. So I was diving deep because I like a lot of vocal stuff, and so I was diving deep into like what's the
coolest thing I could play.
Yeah,
right
what's
now?
the absolute coolest?
If you had the album ready, you could have dropped the AM version of it.
I know.
Facts.
PM would have played.
PM, there you go.
Yeah, but it was. I'm trying to think what it would have been. It would have been like Eats Everything. That song, Let's Go Dancing. I want to go dancing with you all night dancing. That one plays all the time in that kind of environment. So that was really fun.
That's awesome. That's a great story. I mean, like, that's just it. It's incredible for that to happen. I mean, sorry for the guy that broke his leg. And
I know.
But you snooze, you lose. You went too hard on the jump up and down. And
exactly. You got to practice your jumps, dude. Every day we wake up and we jump. Gotta train. You gotta train.
Our jumping calisthenics.
Yeah, literally.
What is some artists or producers that have inspired you guys over the years to kind of get to where you got, or something? You know, it can even just be as a kid, something that you were really into.
I guess like I loved Top 40. Like I loved the radio music, especially because my mom, Angel, best friend, but she was like super like overprotective as a kid. So, you know, I couldn't listen to like, I'm from New Jersey, and so I couldn't listen to like Z100 or like anything like that for a while. And so I'd always listen at my friends' houses, or like they would like make me like a little like CD or something, or like a playlist for my iPod or whatever of these songs. And so I feel like I grew up just like loving Top 40 music and like loving pop music, but I also grew up dancing. So anything that you could like really move to, I would just like was like, I want to make that. I don't know, like, how can I make that? And then, yeah. So I feel like mine was kind of like a plethora of like a lot of like different people. I know you have like certain artists that like really shaped you in the beginning.
I mean, well, I grew up in like the emo pop punk world. Like I was diehard fans of, you know, Blink-182 and that kind of genre growing up, which led me to doing a lot of the emo night stuff in LA, but and making a few like big mixtapes that were kind of mashups of these old emo pop punk songs with newer kind of dance songs. Which
you did there's one that I play still. It's like gives you hell.
I love that one.
Yeah. You like chop the vocals to like the chops of the Zed song.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorites too from that.
Yeah, I play that one a lot still. Yeah.
Nice. Because we went in. I mean, we spent a lot of time doing. I mean, obviously everybody's done like the emo mashups and, you know, a Blink-182 mix or a or a Fall Out Boy thing, but we did like 50 of them. So
That would be
we're-
dope. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, if you don't mind sharing, I'd love to check them out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
yeah. Well, they're on SoundCloud if you want to hear like the 30-minute versions of them, which is really, yeah, if you've got an hour and a half just doing nothing.
Oh, there, I'll throw it on.
That's really fun. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of what I grew up with.
Dope.
And sort of
Drew and
inspired
I
me.
are kind of the same way. We're both Drew a little more so in the deeper stuff than me, but one of my favorite shows that I can't pass up seeing every time they come to Cincinnati is Less Than Jake. I see them every time.
Dude, that was the first concert I ever went to.
Yeah,
Was
yeah,
Less
there
Than
you go.
Jake.
me and
Let's
Drew are
go.
both big fans, and yeah, so anytime they come here, it's like drop everything and go. The shows are always
Let's
just amazing.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's amazing.
He has
Are they still
this.
fully intact? Like everybody? In
Oh
the-
yeah,
yeah.
they still
Everybody's
play.
still in- Everybody's still
I think
in the group?
I think the drummer's not anymore, but the
Okay.
singer Krista Bakes has a podcast where he breaks down songs. So
It's dope.
Sick.
It's a really great podcast. He's had like
Amazing.
tons of people from that side of the industry on, and he does a really like deep dive of dissecting the songs. So it's really cool.
That's epic. Yeah, I feel like other people from that era have become huge kind of like behind the scenes writer producers, like Goldfinger,
Yep.
John Feldman is like a huge, he produced the last two Blink albums and like all the 5 Seconds of Summer stuff, and
The
Martin
Used.
Johnson of Boys
Yeah.
Like Girls, huge like pop writer producer. Yeah, it's just funny how the paths you take.
Yeah, totally. All right,
But,
this is a little fun question, but if you each had to pick one song as your theme song, and it played everywhere you went, what would it be?
I got it. Starships. Starships.
You didn't even have to think about it. I love it.
Didn't think about it.
Yeah, I love it.
Stuff like that.
It is true, actually.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely Starships for you. Yeah. Oh man.
a great
Everywhere you
song.
go.
Even that video's dope.
Oh my god. So sick.
That song
Yeah.
sounds sort of like a mashup. It sounds like a bootleg almost. It's like three totally different vibes that are just like the verse
Like
makes no
splice.
sense with the chorus. The chorus makes no sense with the drop, but like it does work together.
It's just
Yeah.
perfect.
But it's like all different sounds, I feel like, and drums and sonics
I've heard-
throughout the whole song.
I've heard so many bootlegs of that song that I forgot how the original drop sounded. For the longest, it came on the other day, and I was like, "Oh, that's an interesting drop. Oh, that's the original. Oh, shit, there it is."
Yeah, I feel like you guys kill it on the like. I found so many amazing edits through you guys. I feel like I have a few Starships ones from
Oh, yeah.
DMS. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
I
great
know
pick.
I've made a handful of Starships bootlegs. I title them in my Serato. I title Starships bar edit. So like if I'm just at like a more top 40 bar, I just play kind of the original. And then if I'm at a club, it's like the Starships club edit, and it goes into
Let's
a different drop. And like every year the drop just gets updated.
Fire.
Oh my god, amazing.
Fire.
That's
That's
great
awesome.
pick.
Oh man,
Yeah, it's a good pick.
I don't know what mine would be. I'm still trying to think because it's got. You mean like one that's playing at all times as you're
Yeah,
walking
just
around.
everywhere you go. It's just like this man's walking into the room, and now it be known that this is the song that's playing.
Wow.
I've always wanted to be like in New Orleans and have like a second line just following me. So like your theme
Yeah.
song, just brass horns and drums just constantly
Fire.
playing, or just walking down the street drinking.
Guys,
That just makes me think of the
Stumped him.
Coldplay music video, Drew, though, what you just said, that Sky Full of Stars, where he's like the one-man band, and then they're just walking through the street, and like the crowd's following him.
I think specifically New Orleans is
Yeah.
where my mind goes. I wanted to do it for my birthday one year, but we ended up going somewhere else.
that's
Oh
amazing.
God, Drew's birthday, everybody hated him. Drew, you have to tell him the story of your Sacagawea coin birthday
Oh no.
real quick. You have to.
Well,
You have to.
birthdays got to be fun, right? So we just I thought it'd be fun to get dollar coins instead of actual dollars, and we just went out, and if we went to the bar, we only spent dollar coins, so it's Sacagawea coins, and everything
Yeah.
was paid for with Sacagawea coins.
They were dressed in suits, paying for
That's
everything in
great.
dollar coins.
That's sick.
That's sick.
That's
It was fun.
amazing.
Where was
I
that?
still
That was
have
in
a
New
couple of
Orleans.
coins. No, that one was just locally. Yeah, here in but we just go to the bar, and I had a whole backpack of just coins, and the bartender was so mad
Oh
because I would just kept pulling them up and stacking, buying everybody around, and then just
It's funny if
stacking
you
gold
aren't the
coins
bartender.
everywhere.
Yeah,
If
literally.
you're the bartender, you're hating life. But
Where'd you even get that?
Yeah, how do
many?
you get those?
How do you even
You
get
go
them?
to the
Did
bank and
banks
you
have
say,
them?
I want $500 in Sacagawea coins. And
Wow.
they just gave me rolls of coins. It's absurd. I don't know where I got the idea from, but it was funny.
It's
That's
amazing.
incredible. Do they
It was a
call
good
them
time.
Sacagawea coins?
Yeah, it's like the original, the dollar coins. And so
That's like
now
the
they have
face on
different,
it?
yeah, and now they
Wow.
have different presidents and all different ones. But originally it was a Sacagawea coin. So I wanted to just have it in a briefcase and walk around and open it up like a gold and just take all my Sacagawea coins and throw them down. But
Oh my god, that's
Wow.
epic.
That's amazing. It sounds like a music video,
I
honestly.
know, actually. Like,
Yeah.
I want to do
There
that.
you
I know,
go.
me too.
yeah, there you go. There's the
Good.
next
It's all
BeachCrimes music
yours.
video.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's all
Go.
yours. It's all yours.
One
right,
more
so
question.
Let me. I'm gonna say my song is.
Got it.
This is gonna sound crazy, but "Levels" by Avicii. I feel
All
like
right.
I like it.
I just want that at all times. I still remember like the first time I heard that song, and I was just like, I had to listen to it like 100 times in a row. I was like, this is incredible. It was
Yeah.
so mind blowing, and
It's
I
an
still
amazing
feel like every
sample.
time I hear it, great sample. But even just that chord riff, like, just gets you every time.
Yeah.
It is.
I hear it in my head right now.
Yeah. I saw him in a little theater here in Cincinnati for the first time. It was right around when that song came out, and it held maybe 1,200 people. And then the next time I saw
Wow.
him was when Warren opened for him that night in Vegas, Drew,
Yeah.
where like he
At
was late.
Excess.
Yeah, he was late. So Warren, one of the co-owners of DMS, was one of the head residents at Excess for the longest time, opening for like everybody, and we would have a yearly like meetup party. And that year, Warren was opening for Avicii, and he showed up late, and he didn't go on. It was like closer to like 2:00 by the time he went on, and then like that night, I remember Warren coming up to us and being like, "They just broke the attendance record here," and it was like 12,000 people inside
Whoa.
and outside at
Yeah.
Excess that night or something. It was like
Whoa.
it was
my
crazy.
God. That was like
Yeah,
the
you-
beginning.
Yeah,
The beginning of the madness.
Yeah. He just became massive.
Crazy.
Wow.
What is if you're DJing or playing a set, what is we call it left turn songs, but a song that you like to play that's kind of outside the box but it works?
It depends. I would say like one that just always seems to go off is "This Is How We Do It," Montel Jordan. Every
Okay.
single time.
Can't go wrong.
Just always goes. And then
What about like one of the songs from the emo nights that was like a big song that might have been like one that you wouldn't expected to go off, but it did?
Good question. I would say, I mean, Killer's "Mr. Brightside" obviously crushes, and that crushes in any setting as well.
I feel like the Gives You Hell actually is like a lot of people's favorite, but like you don't really even like, you're like, oh yeah, that one. Like
Yeah.
I feel like that's actually could be one because I feel
Yeah,
like
that would be
Yeah.
one.
that one
yeah,
goes off.
I would agree with that.
Well, one of the
yeah.
other
I
crazy
agree with
ones,
that.
actually, probably the craziest one is Metro Station "Shake It."
Fact.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That
Yes.
one goes because we did a mashup with that and "Drop It Like It's Hot," and it's like
Oh,
Dope.
it's wild, but that one always went off.
perfect.
Yeah, I
That's a
believe
great-
that.
Yeah. I like
Yeah.
that
That's
one.
a great
too.
one.
I feel like you
All right.
would never decide to play that song, like just search for it and play it. But when you hear it out in a setting, you're like, let's go.
Yeah. It's catchy, and even if you don't know it, you still know it.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't the coolest song at the time, but I feel like it's actually stood the test of time, weirdly.
Yeah. Wasn't he the guy in Metro Station? Isn't it? Am I
Miley
tripping?
Cyrus'
That's Miley Cyrus' brother?
Yeah.
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 Trace Cyrus, I think.
Yeah.
And the other guy, Mitchell Musso, or
Oh yeah.
Mason Musso.
No, Mitchell Musso.
One of which was on the Hannah Montana show. His brother was
Oh.
on the Hannah Montana show randomly. So like that was how they connected, I think, weirdly.
Crazy.
Wait, I don't know this story at all. Wait, what?
I actually I can't remember what order it happened in, but like basically so Miley Cyrus obviously was on Hannah Montana,
Right.
which Tia knows very well.
Listen.
And her brother Trace Cyrus started Metro Station with Mason Musso. His younger brother Mitchell Musso was the co-star on Hannah Montana with Miley
So
Cyrus.
that's how they met.
So essentially siblings, two siblings. Like
How wild.
that's how
Whoa.
which is crazy.
Yeah, it makes sense. They're probably at the show, just
Yeah.
having to sit in the back while whatever they film their parts. Yeah,
Yeah,
it makes a lot of
exactly.
sense. It's wild.
That's crazy. I
I know.
never knew that. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I know.
Yeah, that
Well, I
is
don't
wild.
actually know the story, so I don't know what there must be a connection somehow because that's too much of a coincidence, I think. But
Oh yeah.
Another rapid fire question these aren't so rapid fire, but that's how they always go. Is what do you guys individually? What do you think? Each of you, what is the biggest song you think you've worked on to this day?
tough question.
um,
Our next single, but
I guess I don't know like what the biggest. I guess technically the biggest is my song with Ava Max, My Head My Heart.
Oh yeah.
It's a platinum single, so I guess that is the biggest technically right now. But
I think we've got a couple actually for BeachCrimes that we think are like some of the best things we've ever made, which we're really excited about putting it out.
That's
Is
awesome.
do you have like a city for that one of them came from that like just hit all the right places?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest,
All the
like
writing?
I feel like the one coming out on Friday, like Cabo vibes are just immaculate. Like it's hard to
Alright.
like want to write a song. Well, it's hard to like be like, oh, I gotta be in a studio, but like when you're there, you're just like, oh my god, like I need to like yeah, it's the best. It's the best right now. You like hop in the pool, get little drinks, and you like go
Yeah.
to the room, like yeah. But yeah, we have I feel yeah, I guess yeah. I'm like thinking of the ones that are like just coming out like next, but we have.
No, I understand. I love
Yeah.
Cabo. That's
Yeah.
that's where me and my wife first got together is Cabo. So it holds
No
a place in my
way.
heart. I love
Wow.
Cabo.
That's
And
awesome.
I ask about Italy because right before the pandemic happened, we were buying tickets to go live in Florence. I've always wanted to live. Well, like for 2 months
Wow.
during summer, we were gonna get an Airbnb and post up for like 2 months. So
That's
awesome.
sick.
so I was wondering what your guys' like city was in Italy.
Yeah, I'm
We
curious
went to
what your
Florence,
favorite
which
one.
was
Yeah,
great.
we made one step in Florence, which is pretty fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we loved it there. I think our favorites. I mean, we also went in like the hottest time. We went in August, so
yeah.
I think our favorites are probably more of like the coastal towns, coastal cities.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
yeah, I feel like we love the Amalfi Coast, obviously. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
it's
of course.
great. I can't believe that's a real place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Portofino, we loved so much.
Yeah.
Um,
Portofino's insane.
well, Catalina is almost like a bootleg version of those two.
Yeah.
Okay, I've
exactly.
never been. You gotta
I've
go.
only, yeah,
What?
I've only been once.
I've never
as a
been.
kid too.
Okay, well you're
Yeah.
not missing much. It's like I said, bootleg version is using it well. Those
Yeah.
are much better, but no, it's if you want to pretend, it's right here.
Amazing.
It's
I
easy
want
to
to pretend
go.
all the time.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do always want to pretend.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made one in Capri actually, on the Amalfi Coast. The
Yeah.
Give Me the Night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
basically, which
That's
is
what
like-
that's what I think. Capri, when you pull up into the bay of Capri, it
Yeah.
is almost exactly like Catalina when you pull up.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy. Wow.
Yeah, we've got one that we did there that actually might be, in my opinion, one of the biggest ones we've ever done. Which we're
Okay.
actually like we're waiting on a possible collab to come through with it, like another big DJ. But we're waiting before we say anything, obviously. But
yeah.
Yeah.
that some point this year still will be
You
great.
you mentioned it earlier about giving Zed the stems and all this stuff, and I think maybe going the collab route where you still hold all the keys and you're not
Yeah.
giving it over is definitely a better move.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't work out, you don't hear from him again, and you're like, well, it is what it is. But
Yeah.
you know, once
Yeah.
you give him all the keys, you're like you said, you're throwing away an awesome song.
Yeah, and you're just
So
waiting like with no news for like 6 months.
Which is
Right.
like how it goes.
Which is
It's
how it
like
goes,
not
yeah.
like there's nothing like wrong with that. Just like when we feel that like thing that we want to do our own stuff, then it's like, oh, we just gotta like do it.
Yeah.
We just like gotta do it. Yeah.
Speaking of Zed, watched the diary of a song with him, and that was the making of the middle, and like that was crazy. Like once he got a hold of the song, like how many high end vocalists he worked with until
Yeah.
it. So I mean, if that's how he works on every song, that's insane.
Yeah.
Totally. I mean, DJs I feel like are some of the most particular about vocals and like making sure the vocal tone's right. And yeah, for someone like Zed or the Chainsmokers for Closer, like they had a bunch of huge artists cut Closer. And
Yeah.
same with I mean with the middle, I think they had 14 people cut it, and like tons of A-list artists. But Zed liked Maren Morris's vocal the most, and she was like pretty under the radar at the time.
Yeah. She
Definitely.
also sounded the most like the girl who wrote it, like the original crew that wrote it. Her voice
Yeah.
kind of sounds like closest to the demo, probably.
Which I think can help when you're attached to like you've produced around a demo vocal for a really long time, and it's like then you're getting other people to cut it, and it's like if it doesn't sound that close to the original, it can maybe turn you off of it a little bit, unless they're really
Yeah.
elevating it. But
Yeah.
That's what I think Getta did with Sia, right? For Titanium. She wrote that, and
she
then
wrote it. Yeah.
and
I
then
think
she
they had a
just
few
ended up
people cut
singing
it. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
They had a few other people cut it, and then he was like, "No, like she's the best by far."
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
Do you want to talk like a little production specific, and then we can just like talk about some basic production stuff if you're cool with that?
Yeah.
We'll hit a little video and then we'll
Oh,
ask
okay,
some
cool.
questions.
Perfect.
Another high production video. So here
Let's
we go.
go.
Hey, what is up, Drew and Fuse? It is Mark McGrath from the band Sugar Ray, off the charts, but always in our heart. Hey, Drew and Fuse, when I'm not busy being the handsome, dashing fella that I am, at least I had a few good years in the 90s, I work on music, like writing hit #1 songs like Fly and Every Morning. Maybe someday you'll have a hit. Let's talk production. Let's talk inspiration. Actually, you know what? I don't even like Drew and Fuse. Who are they?
All right.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing.
That is the best cameo of all time. What a legend. That's
Legend.
sick.
Yeah, that's another high. It's a high budget that we're working with here, and we spend it
We got
all.
some other surprises at the end too. So there's
Yeah.
some more coming. More to come.
Sick.
So, production wise, what are you using? What DAW do you use? Are you on Ableton, Logic, FL
We're in
Studio?
We're in Logic. I actually started on Digital Performer, which was like nobody even really knows what that is, but it's like back in the day, and I think still some people use it for scoring. It's like really good for syncing up video, and it was back in the day. And so my friend, one of the other guys in Captain Cuts, Ryan Rabin, his dad's a film scorer, so we kind of had the hand-me-down equipment of his, and like he learned how to do Digital Performer by looking at his dad, and then I learned through him. And then eventually it just hit a point where we were like, guys, we got to get off Digital Performer. Like let's move to a different DAW. So I've been in Logic for like 8 years probably.
Okay.
That's how I am with any video I do. I do it in Ableton. All the video editing I do.
Oh,
So it's
crazy.
like backwards of how you do it.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, you need to stop using that. But I'm so good in Ableton that I can just do it pretty fast. So I
Yeah.
understand when you're used to something and you're just getting the ideas on the canvas. It's like, doesn't matter.
I mean, I'm currently almost in that position right now because everybody's always telling me about Ableton, and whenever I work with people who are in Ableton, like I see them whip around doing these things, and I'm like, oh man, that would take me 5 minutes to do what you did in 5 seconds to do that in Logic, like manipulating audio a certain way or chopping things and just in terms of like idea creation, I feel like Ableton is just so like makes so much sense and is so like fluid and so customizable. But I feel like Logic to me is the best overall, like all around DAW. I think it does a really good job of track creation and MIDI stuff, but then also recording vocals is really important for me to be doing in the same project because I have a lot of friends who are in Ableton, but then they don't think the vocals are like really well set up for to record vocals and comp vocals and edit them in Ableton. So they use like Logic or Pro Tools to do vocals. So they have two different DAWs that they jump between, and I feel like Logic's a place where you can do all of it and to a pretty good extent, even though it might not be the best at either one.
And I see the guitar behind there, and I've heard Logic is really good for live instrumentation as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's good for that. And I mean, mostly for vocals, like I think some of the other DAWs have started to incorporate this element, but like they have these things called like take folders where you can quick swipe takes. So basically like we can record 20 takes of the verse or something, and then you see them all out and you just like swipe parts of takes that you want to listen to. And you can then like, if you select like a word in one of the takes, you can just click through all the ones to hear all the different takes. So you can like, and you can kind of see the comp that you're creating as you're doing it, and it's really easy to switch between. And that's like really important for me to be, because we have like 50 to 100 vocal tracks in like every song, so
Yeah.
it ends up
That'd be
being
invaluable.
Yeah.
Invaluable for each word. That's nuts. I haven't seen that. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's cool. Yeah. Long answer. I'm in Logic.
All good.
Too long, didn't read.
Is there any plugins that are like go-to plugins or new plugins that you're using? And you don't have to describe what they do, just even if you just want to shout like a few of them out that you're liking.
I really like, I mean, all the Valhalla stuff, like for reverbs and delays. Like Valhalla Vintage Verb is the only reverb I use pretty much. And for delay, yeah, like Valhalla delay is really good. And then for like distortion stuff, I really like the Thermal, which is like this new output plugin that just has a bunch of really good presets that then you can tweak. So it's kind of a cool way to, because I feel like one of the interesting parts about producing, which one of the hard parts about producing, is like taking a sound and making it like new or unique that maybe doesn't start that way. And so it's good to have like some plugins in your repertoire that just fuck something up. Do you know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
like if you have a sound and you're like, all right, that sounds like okay. It's like I have literally a folder of plugins called like fuck it up that I have in Logic. And so I'll just go through those and like sometimes cycle through some of those, and it'll just like automatically make that sound completely different, which is cool. Because I think a lot of producing is happy accidents. You know, it's like running into accidents. So you want to put yourself in a position to be making those happy accidents, which is kind of by like randomly trial and error, like clicking random settings on sort of multi-effects plugins as well, like Retro Color or Murda Melodies or Effectrix or whatever.
If you didn't do this already, I think maybe the next song of whatever city you go into, maybe just recording street sounds or something like that, and somehow sneaking. Yeah. Oh, you did? Okay.
We did that. Yeah. So yeah, one of our songs that we're just waiting on clearance for it, because we basically interpolated an old song called "Love in Portofino," which is like an old like classic Italian song. And we just we rewrote the lyrics and like redid the melody a little bit, and then turned it into a dance song while we were in Portofino.
So tight.
Awesome.
And we recorded a bunch of we have a bunch of footage of us making it, but also we voice memoed like a lot of street sounds and being by the water and so that's in the song as well, which is cool.
I love that. I love that.
Did either of you growing up, did you play instruments, or did the production just come later, or the writing come later, or anything like that?
Yeah, I grew up playing guitar and a little bit of piano, so I would always like write my like early songs just like on the guitar, and maybe like throw them into garage band with like a little drum loop, but like very, very like minimalistic stuff. And then yeah, you grew up playing.
I was
guitar.
the same way. Mostly guitar, a little bit of keys, but now I do piano and keys and programming. And
I have a
stuff,
question about piano. Did your parents force you to take piano, or did you stumble across it and you liked it? Because I feel my parents forced me into it and I hated it, and then I regretted it instantly once I realized how cool it was.
But that's the
Yeah.
punk rock and Drew. Anything his parents liked, he hated. You
Yeah.
know.
Hated.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, and then I tried to get my daughter into it and she hated it, right? So I'm
Yeah,
thinking,
yeah.
I'm wondering, did you guys just like, it was something, it was easy for you to play, or you stumbled across it later in life? Or
That's a great question. I feel like my dad is a really amazing piano player, so I feel like maybe that, but also whenever he would teach me, I would like hate it as well, just because I also like, I feel like maybe similarly to anyone who like hates piano at first, it's like, just like stubbornness of like, you have to go very slow. And like, I
and you
always
have to
want to
learn
do everything
shitty
like fast.
songs.
Yeah. And
That's
I'm
the
like,
worst part.
yeah, exactly.
Especially
So,
for
The-
piano, where you're learning classical songs and like
Yeah.
obviously they're amazing songs, but when you're a kid learning,
you don't.
that's the last thing you want to do. You want to be able to play your favorite song.
Yeah.
Like that should be
Yeah.
the first thing you learn how to do, because you need to, like, the hardest part is the very beginning, and like you really will lose interest quickly if you're not learning things that you love. So yeah, for me, I was forced into playing piano, hated it, and then picked it back up like just by myself, like when I was maybe like college years probably, and that was like yeah, early 20s. And then I'm still not very good, but I always play in C major basically, so like all the white keys.
Okay.
So basically when I'm in my DAW, if I'm in like a different key, if I'm in like F or something, I'll go up. I'll transpose the keyboard up 5, and so I'll still play as if it's in C major. So I basically, because it's a way that I just know like the chord shapes really well, and I can like be more creative with it, and a little more like fluid with it, and be able to jam a little bit more.
It makes a lot of sense, because whenever I just going through artists' music, and if you key it, you notice, oh, they lean heavily towards a certain range.
True, and especially dance music where like the sub is really important, like tech house or like big room house or something. You seem to find that like they hover around the same sort of low notes, like F to G sharp is kind of like F minor to like G sharp minor, because like the lowest kind of sub note that like really knocks, I think, in a club are like those notes. And so you find a lot of tech house songs to be in those keys.
Yeah, interesting.
Gotta have it knock, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you guys are interested, we have a couple other segments, or whatever you guys want to talk about. As far as segments, we could do a 60-second rant, just to, if you want to talk some shit, and then we do just like our last little piece is just takeaways and advice you have for people on the come up.
I always personally enjoy hearing people talk shit. So if there's anything that's bothering you, it can be anything you want in life.
I guess we're going on this rant.
All right,
guys.
we'll play
right,
this
we'll do the
video
rant.
real quick, and then we'll get
Okay,
started.
Hey, Drew and Fuse. Peter Griffin calling in. I want to hear what really grinds DJ's gears. Besides from Bad Bunny requests from a phone, or DJs stealing custom mashups of YMCA and Macarena and using it on their own TikToks. Hey, this week's guest, what grinds your gears?
All right.
Wow.
You guys are going off the rails with these segments.
Late night.
All right, hit up. The timer's on. Give us your rant.
Want to kick it off?
No, this is you.
Okay. Well, I feel like this was actually a kind of a reason why we were excited to start our project, is just that marketing is as important as it's ever been, and making kind of daily, consistent, short form, creative video content is so important, and really being thoughtful about promoting your music. And I feel like there's some artists that have really crushed it in that space and who've built in that space, but there's a lot who have sort of fallen by the wayside, and maybe it's not really like for them, or they feel like it's a little bit corny, or they haven't found their angle to do it. And it's like, but that is how you have to do it. Like that's your only option now. Like it's not, this isn't like, oh, okay, you can't do it, we'll find a different way to like build the artist project, or but it's like that's how you do it. So it's like if you want your music to be heard, you have to figure out creative angles of marketing your music yourself. Because like even traditionally it was like the record label just spend $500,000 and get your music in front of people and do billboards and get you on TV shows and all this stuff. But like now, even if you're signed to a major label, you need to be doing it yourself. They're going to come to you and be like, hey, will you post a TikTok today? Will you do this? It's like the ball's always in your court with that. And like, you have to prove you want it, because otherwise other people are going to want it more and they're going to win. And like, that's the only way for your music to get heard these days.
Yeah.
And so you need to be pushing that. And if you're not going to win, unfortunately. That's just the state of the world.
And what's your advice to is there a right and wrong way of doing it? I guess I just think being true to yourself, right? And if it's corny, it's corny, but if that's what you believe.
Yeah. I also think like these days it's like cringe. Like I don't even like know what that is anymore, because like things that maybe I internalize as like cringe is like, well, they're doing what I want to be doing. You know what I mean? Like they're playing sold out shows. So like, I guess it's not, it's like a hard scale now. It's like, I think just like not worrying about that and just like putting yourself out there as much as you can and finding creative ways to like market your music and doing research as well, like what works for people, like other people, like how can you like internalize that and make that your own and like find a new spin on it to like promote your own music. I think it's really important.
And trying things as
and
well,
just,
like trying
things.
million things. And it's like people are worried about like how it's going to look, and it's like if it's not great, nobody's going to see it anyway. So it's like, and you can delete it. So it's like, it's not, it's more about trying to like stand out in the sea of noise right now.
And it won't like happen with one post or like overnight. Like maybe sometimes there's stories where it's like someone's first TikTok went viral, but like in most, that's like the exception. Like the rule is like you just got to post, you got to do it every day, like wake up and not like even like think about the numbers. And then over time, you're just going to be like, wow, I like have now built this fan base and like this audience who enjoys this content.
Also, you want to be making sure, you know, it's very algorithmically driven these days. So it's like they're going to put you in front of the audiences that are connecting with you, and they're going to keep doing that as much as it connects. So like you don't really want to be posting stuff that's like not directly in line with what your goals are. Because like you don't want to be like making some like a bunch of hilarious like comedy videos if you're trying to be a DJ or something, because they're just going to push you to comedy people. If like one of those goes viral, it's like you're going to get pushed more to the comedy side of things. And then so when you start trying to promote your music, all those people are going to be like, I don't give a fuck about this. Like you want to be building the audience and like finding your lane and your niche and your audience with content that's directly related to whatever your goals are, whether that's being a DJ or releasing your own music or whatever it is. But yeah, so for BeachCrimes, we've been doing like, we've got a few different angles on that. We've got like, we film a lot when we're doing these songs in other cities and other hotel rooms. So we splice that together with like, you know, BTS stuff, or us like, you know, lip syncing the song in the city that we made it in, and then we have the mashup side of things because we're also DJs. So we make a bunch of mashups and then we film ourselves, you know, DJing them or and editing it in an interesting way. And then we also
are these videos getting released with the single as well?
We're just rolling them out daily.
Release, really.
On
socials.
On socials, we're just mirroring the content across, like for the most part, like TikTok Reels, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, and YouTube Shorts on like a daily basis. And it's just important to stay consistent. And that was one of the reasons why we decided to do the release strategy for this year, to do 24 songs in 48 weeks. Like people love the idea of like every 2 weeks there's a new song. Like you can count on it, you know, like this isn't like, oh, we're hoping to put out this many. It's like, no, every 2 weeks we're putting out a song.
And it's gonna
So,
be
like,
fire.
And it's going to be fucking great, man.
I think it's great because I always tell people, like, when people ask Drew or I, like, oh, how have you guys been successful? And we haven't achieved near the level of success that you guys have achieved. But like, if you keep putting stuff out and you keep putting stuff out, like
Consistency.
there's no way people won't hear it eventually. And I think
Exactly.
that's a great thing that you're pushing yourselves to do that. And I have a question, and with regards to this kind of, but from both of you, both of you being so big kind of behind the scenes to now becoming like the artist, yourselves, what do you think has like been one of the biggest challenges from going from like more of a behind the scenes role to now like, hey, we're the artists now, or hey, look at us. What has like been the challenge of that?
I think probably just the workload that we've like put on ourselves, because obviously as BeachCrimes we're releasing a song every 2 weeks, and then as just Tia Tia I'm releasing one every week, like every in between those weeks, and we're doing all of the music just us. So I think that maybe is like just like a really aggressive rollout plan, but it's been amazing and it's so fun. And I don't know, I feel like we're both pretty like what is it when you're not extroverted people. So I feel like we really enjoy like making the content and yeah, being like just being like, this is what we do, like that kind of vibe. And I think something that I didn't think it was not going to happen, but I just didn't really like expect for it, is just like the actual songwriting community that we're in has been so kind and so like encouraging. They're just like, what you guys are doing is like fucking dope. Like this is all like,
Yeah.
so I just feel like that's actually been something that I didn't think, maybe like I didn't think it wouldn't happen, but I just like didn't even think about it. And I feel like that's been really surprising in a good way.
Yeah, and I think one of the other challenges is us having to take on everything outside of just making the
Right.
music. Like we're doing this independently, which we're so excited about. We love being in control of every aspect, but like that means we're doing everything, like in all the administrative stuff, like either doing the cover art ourselves or sourcing it ourselves, and like getting everything in order. And yeah, like Tia said, like making like brainstorming the content, scripting it out, filming it, editing it, like
making like lyric
posting it
videos for every
day.
song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
lyric videos for every song, uploading those to YouTube. Like, so we're doing all of that, just the two of us. So it's like that has been a different,
Yeah.
a different world
beast,
as well.
yeah, for sure. It's
Um,
crazy, like literally like songwriting for other artists is actually the best job in the world, because like it's so obviously it's very hard and competitive, but it's like it's like you go to the studio, you do your job, you leave, and you're like chilling or whatever. And like I feel like since we've been doing this, it's just a full like 24/7
Yeah.
kind of ordeal, but it's also really rewarding. So
I try and talk to friends about being an entrepreneur, and they're like, that sounds like a lot of work. And, a lot of them, their whole idea, even if it's a shit job, to some people, they like that they just go in, clock out, and they leave all that other behind.
Exactly.
I probably, like you guys, love the stress. It's the journey is just as much the reward as the actual success
Definitely.
of the
100%.
finish line.
Yeah, 100%.
And there's something to be said for like, how hard you work. What you put in is what you get out. And about like DJing and owning our own business, like that's one of the things that I've always enjoyed. Like however much I'm willing to put in is what I'm going to get back out.
Totally.
Yeah, and we've realized that as well. And I mean, another cool thing about this is, usually, so even though we're doing 24 songs in 48 weeks, like we're also releasing stuff under Tia's artist project as Tia Tia, which we also just do that, the two of us ourselves, everything, the music, all of that other
Everything,
stuff.
yeah.
And we're doing the same thing for her project in terms of releasing a song every 2 weeks. So like we're actually releasing a song every week, but we're doing BeachCrimes every other week, and Tia Tia every other week. So
So it's like filming
it's like-
for two different things, and
yeah, we're
like
doing
it's
like-
just
we're doing like 50 songs this year, and usually as a writer producer you have like 5 songs come out a year, or like if you have 10, it's like that's a great year. You had a great year.
Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
we're putting out 50 this year, which is just
Yeah.
so daunting, but also amazing. And we're stoked.
Yeah.
I'm
Awesome.
so impressed by the whole brainchild you've had of just creating it with all these different cities and minds, and just the overall structure of it is just so I find it very fascinating and really cool.
Oh,
I think
it's
well,
just
thank
a
you.
really-
Thank you.
really
Oh,
cool
that's
project.
awesome. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Thank
Well,
you.
Yeah, we got some fun stuff on the way. So
Yeah.
watch this space.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate, you guys taking the time to be on here and talk with us and tell us about, your journey and all of that. And, however we can help, and obviously we'll get all the music onto the pool and help you promote as
Thank
much as
you.
we can.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you,
Appreciate that a
guys.
lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you want to tell everybody, I mean, you've mentioned it over this whole time, but if you want to just say what to look out for, or give all the
Where they can
listeners-
find you and your social
Yeah.
handles and all that good
Yep.
stuff.
Yeah, follow us at BeachCrimes on every platform except Instagram. We're beachcrimes.mp3 because for some reason there's someone named Beach Crimes, but you can find us just by searching. And on Spotify too, or Apple Music, any of those. We're on every DSP, and
Yeah.
just follow us to
Every 2 weeks, baby.
every 2 weeks.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
I mean, just follow us on Spotify, and you'll just get a notification every 2 weeks that's like, hey, new song, check it out.
And if they want to invest in the NFT, where should they go?
So you can follow us on Twitter for like updates of that, which is also Beach Crimes handle. And basically it's again every 2 weeks. We do it the day before the song comes out on DSPs. So Thursday, on Thursdays, every other Thursday, we're putting out the NFT, and we're doing it through Sound XYZ right now. So
Yeah.
sound.xyz is
And it
that.
comes with like a unique cover. Yeah.
And it's a collectible, and it's like, it goes for like usually 0.01 or 0.02 Ethereum, which is like $15, like $20, and to get one, and then you can resell them or buy them on like the marketplace afterwards, and they're all reselling for like twice what they went for. So it's a good investment. Invest in us, baby.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I think
But,
it's totally worth it. I'm
Yeah.
very impressed by the story. So
Oh,
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
I'll make sure I follow and invest in one of these for sure.
Hell yeah.
Aw.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thank
Love
you
you
guys.
guys.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
for being-
having us
yeah,
today.
thanks
It's
for
just
having
been
us.
awesome.
Yeah, if there's anything we can help with, or edits we can get up on the site, or just anything, just let us know. And if you're bored on a Wednesday and you wanna hang out with Drew at a bungalow,
Hey,
go.
let's go.
Yeah.
songs played.
Yeah.
Amazing.
There you go.
All right,
Yeah.
guys.
Is that it? Anything else?
That's it. I think that's gonna be it. So until next time, we'll see you guys later.
Thank
Until
you
next
guys
time,
so
thank
much.
you guys so much for having us.
That was awesome.